Taurus, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for early to mid March 2026. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know, I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes into energy and see what's happening for the lovely Taurus collective. Hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going here. My guide, spirit team, talk to me. What do we got for the beautiful Taurus collective in early to mid-March? What energies, messages, insights can we take a little peek at? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. At the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean into, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Taurus in early to mid-March. What's the vibe here? What do we got? It's a lovely time of year. One of my favorites. Okay, cool. Soft, tender, loving, caring, nurturing. There's a lot of spiritual undertones to this card as well. And I actually haven't seen her in a while, so it's good to see her show up, especially in a Taurus reading. Now, before we fully dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the March subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, back into the reading. Let's talk more in depth about this card. So we see this lovely lady here in the image, all dressed in red. She has this white bird, this dove that seems to be illuminated, and she's snuggling with it, right? It's like tender love and care. So I do like it for that. There's a certain nurturing or affection with this. So for some Tauruses, maybe you need some hugs, maybe you need some cuddles, right? I'll give you a big internet hug. You know, I like to give those from time to time. Maybe this is someone you're connected to that wants a little bit of affection. I don't want to say it's like wanting or thirsting for it. To me, it's more so just feeling softer and more emotionally open, which I really, really like. Now, this card can also represent spiritual love, spiritual protection, spirit watching over you, right? Because when I see white birds and doves, not only is it a symbol of purity and peace, it's a symbol of spirit. I think of angelic energy. So this is a very close bond. So someone from the spirit side might be saying like, hey, Taurus, I'm still here. I'm giving you a big spiritual hug too. So that's really nice. The only downside to this is you might just be a little more tender than you normally are. That's the only, and that isn't even really a downside, right? We all go through a different spectrum of emotions. So when I see this, it's just a tenderness. We're going to let her chill out right there. Let's get into tarot. And yeah, I always say that first card, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 tarot cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. Shuffle it up one time here for Taurus. What do we got? And while we get this deck shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. It was focused mostly around communication. The reading was titled A Surprising Talk. Now, when I see something like that in a reading, it's either a topic or subject I wasn't expecting to speak about, or a person I wasn't expecting to speak to. So there was like this energy coming out of nowhere regarding communication. So just know if that hasn't happened over the next couple of weeks, that energy could still slide its way in. But we're going to see what shows up this week. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or somebody else, right? Let's get it going. 3 cards here for my Taurus friends. What do we have? Oh, that was quick. 3 swords. Huh. I mean, that's the tenderness, maybe. We'll see. Again, the 3 of swords isn't like a whole deal breaker type of energy. It's something worth paying attention to. Let's get a couple more. Let's get a couple more here for Taurus in early to mid-March. Okay. So we got the 6 of swords. A lot of sword energy for you this week, my friends. So that is like very much focused in the mind. And we're going to talk about the elements too. Let's get one more. One more here for Taurus. Thank you. Okay. Hanged Man. All right. So yeah, I don't feel like this energy is completely black and white, like, oh, this is going to be a terrible reading, or oh, this is going to be an amazing reading. There's something about this that has a neutrality to it. But let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, then we'll get into that juicy intuitive stuff. But at first glance, you know, I always like to look at the elements. That tells us a lot about how the energy flows, how it's moving, or certain things that could be highlighted. And you have a mixture here. We have a lot of air, so it's predominantly air energy. Then we have the Hanged Man, which is like an earth-water combination, right? So there's a lot of internal energy here this week. Now, when it comes to air element, it's the fastest moving of the whole entire tarot deck and elements. Air energy is always flowing, always moving. The good thing about it, it's great for communication. It talks about the mindset. So think of pragmatic, logical thinking. Think of strategic planning. Think of taking in information. Sword energy is really great for processing information. So you might have a thirst for new information in this time, where there's certain things that you might be searching for, whether that's answers or something else. Big for communication, as mentioned, but the downside to swords is sometimes they could be a little cold. Sometimes they could be a little detached. Sometimes there's a little edge to them, right? And it's not the most sturdy, stable energy. On the back end with this Hanged Man, that's an earth water combination, and I like it. I think it's really nice. But we have like this odd yin yang energy where it's like we have action and then we have stuck. It's like moving forward, not moving at all. There's like this weird neutrality that I'm picking up to the energy. But as far as the elements go, earth is the material world, stability, security. Water is the emotional realm, feelings, matters of the heart, things that we're emotionally invested in. So it's like we have a lot of stuff happening here. Let's go through and start building this out piece by piece. Position number one, we're starting with the Three of Swords. Now, this is a very iconic piece of imagery. I'm sure a lot of you, even if you're not experts in tarot yourself, have seen this image, the three swords cutting through the heart, right? It's one of the most iconic out of the whole entire tarot deck. It is seen as one of the more challenging cards. Now, one thing I say, especially with challenging cards, is that it's on a spectrum. This could be something very minor. You might just be or feeling a little grumpy. You might be feeling bored, blah. Like this energy on its lowest sense can just feel a little off too. But the big downside with this card is that it represents brokenheartedness, stress, anxiety, nervousness, anger, like all those rough and tough emotions that Three of Swords can represent it. And again, on its worst level, it's more heartbroken and betrayal. But I don't want to say that's the case for all of you. Obviously, this could just be very minor for some, or someone you're connected to could be feeling this. This can be a situation or a problem that we want to look at further. Now, the good thing about the Three of Swords is the temporary nature of it, where it's like this too shall pass, or whatever this situation or problem might be, or whatever this feeling is not permanent. It will pass. It too shall pass. So that's the one thing I like about this. Now, moving to the center, speaking about energy moving forward, we have the Six of Swords as I get this Three of Swords tucked in right by this amethyst piece. Now, the Six of Swords is usually pretty cool. It's usually pretty good. And we see these people, they're in the boat, they're in the waves of the water, and they're moving forward. I usually say the classical sense with this card is coming out of choppy waters into calm. So I like it. It's movement, it's forward action, it's things getting better, it's improving. This could also represent distance and travel. So if some of you are planning a trip in the near future, this could be it, or a move of some kind. The Six of Swords is like, I'm moving around, I'm zipping around, which is usually pretty good, but I like it for its improvement. But when it comes to all cards, there's two sides to the coin, right? So we have all the good stuff, we have the progress, but at the same time, this card can sometimes feel like it's leaving something behind, or abandoning something, or forgetting something. This energy can be forgetful sometimes. The Six of Swords could sometimes show up when you feel like there's someone that's not looking at something the way it should be, or they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing. This card could be a little avoidant. So we're going to want to look at this for sure. Now, getting to the back end, we have the Hanged Man, whereas like this energy is moving forward and taking action and all that good stuff. The Hanged Man is not. And we see this person there hung upside down, eyes wide open. Doesn't look miserable, right? You would think someone that's hung upside down by their ankles would be in pretty rough shape. But no, he's kind of just chilling there. He's watching. That's a big thing with the Hanged Man is, yes, there's not a lot of action happening here, but there's a lot of internal stuff happening. There's a lot of watching, analyzing, planning going on when this card is in the mix. So this could be something where Spirit's like, hey, lock your gaze on this, Taurus. You need to really focus on this thing, this situation, whatever it might be. This is also that searching energy where someone's trying to figure something out, problem solve. And the energy can also be a little guarded. The Hanged Man can also be a card of self sacrifice. You know that phrase, take one for the team? Sometimes the Hanged Man could represent that type of vibe. In its roughest sense, though, like it's great for illumination and getting information and watching, but the Hanged Man can be that stuck feeling where it's like, what now? Where do I go from here? Or I don't feel like I'm moving forward. So I want to dive deeper on all of this, Taurus. Let's do it. Let's jump in and clarify. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here for you, my friends. And yeah, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on that Three of Swords. Oh, and yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Taurus, you could drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. Okay, Three of Swords. What's this pressure point? Quick, super quick. I want to talk about it. That's kind of how the energy feels here. I would say watch out for miscommunications in this time with the Page of Cups in reverse, where it's like, oops, I didn't mean to say that, or oops, I shouldn't have said it that way. Because there is that energy as well, where it's like, damn, I shouldn't have said that. So I'm not saying it's you, it's somebody else that may have had a slip of the tongue, or they said something harsher than they meant it to. So I would say with any sort of communication in this time, whether it's work, family, relationships, or otherwise, there's this energy that can, it's like, I'm not expressing it the way I mean to. So watch out for the miscommunications. That's a big thing. Now, aside from that, Three of Swords with the Page of Cups in reverse is an energy where it's like, I'm going through a situation, I'm going through a problem, but I don't want to talk about it. I'll go through this on my own. So for some Tauruses, this could be a person you're dealing with too. Page of Cups, uh, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, as far as zodiac signs go, usually these cards in the upright are coming forward, communicating, emotionally connecting. In reverse, it's like lip zipped, being very quiet. So I don't want to say it's secretive just yet. We'll see what else shows up within the reading, because I've been seeing that in a couple of the Earth sign readings this week where there's like this little secrecy happening. So again, it could just be a thought. But yeah, the Three of Swords, to me, it's either a slip of the tongue, a miscommunication, or somebody that's going through a difficult time and they don't really want to talk about it for whatever reason. And that's okay, right? If someone don't want to talk about it, they don't want to talk about it. We're going to keep moving. Let's see what's up with the Six of Swords. I really want to get to this Hanged Man too. Let's see where the Six of Swords is taking us, please. What do we got here for our good friends? Good. Okay. So we have our good pal, the King of Cups, aka Kyle of Cups himself without a beard. He has a goblet. The difference is he is in reverse. Okay. Usually in the upright, we love this card. Usually it's a really fantastic thing. Again, more water sign energy, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. The King of Cups is usually emotional control. So when I see this Six of Swords, King of Cups in reverse, this is someone definitely acting out of character here. I'd say this is an important or serious warning as well, because to me it feels like, I don't want to say it's somebody that's going to risk it all, but to me it's someone that they're acting outside of their normal self, or they're more risk, or I don't want to say averse, because averse means that they're not making risks. This one is like more prone to taking risks, where it's like, yeah, I'm just going to do it because I feel like it. Like, so the energy is very spontaneous, very risky. So nothing wrong with a calculated risk. Honestly, like I have Aries placements. I feel like calculated risks could be a good thing from time to time. But the Six of Swords, King of Cups in reverse, it's like I'm doing something without fully thinking it through, or I'm acting different than I normally do. Like that's the big vibe I'm picking up here. So again, whether it's you or somebody else, there's like something off here. So it could be an important or serious warning about risk in general, because this is an energy that's not really thinking it through. Now, when we get to this Hanged Man, that's maybe where it'll settle down, because like this energy does really think it through. But we're just gonna keep moving. The King of Cups in reverse can also represent someone where it's like they're confused about their own feelings too. So for some Tauruses, this could be someone that feels one way one second, then another way the next, and they can't verbalize how they're feeling because they don't even really know how they're feeling, because they're feeling a lot of things. Let's go in on the Hanged Man. But there is this like underlying riskiness to it, especially with all this energy here in the front end. But let's see what's up with the Hanged Man. Then we'll do a quick recap before we get into the shadow. And maybe some of you need a little vacation. If we look at it in the most positive way, right? The Six of Swords with the King of Cups, it's like, I need to shake this up here. So nothing wrong with calculated risk or shaking up the usual routine. Okay. So we have The Chariot in reverse. Almost all internal energy for you this week, Taurus. This is the Cancer Collective. So again, all water underneath the surface, and all the water is in reverse, upside down, which is, it could be a little bit wild. Now, the thing with the Chariot, it's similar to the Six of Swords, where usually it's an energy that's moving forward. It is the fastest card in the whole entire deck. It's very determined. It's push, 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 push. So when I see it in reverse under the Hanged Man, that's like a sudden stop or a sudden halt. So it's like we have these big extremes in the energy where it's like not really speaking about it, being very quiet, acting very risky or spontaneous, and then boop, quiet, hush, zip. It's like we go from big noise to complete quiet. So like there's big extremes in the energy here. Sometimes the Chariot could be an energy that pops back up and returns as well. But to me, it's more so like a sudden stop, or just like one that's like screeching the brakes. And I did see that in one other sign this week. I can't remember which one, where it's like the energy's going, the energy's doing stuff. It gets a little wild, then it just stops abruptly. Hopefully that's a good thing for some of you. If you've been going through any of the things I've been seeing here, maybe this is a good reprieve. Maybe it's like, okay, now we're getting back to normal. But there is this energy, it's just quiet, zip, lights off type of energy out of nowhere. So I don't want to call it a bad thing, because like I feel, depending on your perspective, depending on your story, this could actually be a very good thing. Um, let's go through and do a quick recap, then we'll get into the shadow. So there's a couple warnings here this week, Taurus, and it's all good. I always like to tell people, remember, this is an energetic forecast, right? Like, you are a creator being, you can avoid the turbulence. Like, your awareness controls your reality. But there's some choppiness here. If you look here in the box, position number one, we have the Three of Swords, Page of Cups in reverse. To me, watch out for miscommunications, someone saying something they didn't mean to say. There was also this energy of somebody going through a difficult time and they don't want to talk about it. Cool. Moving to the center, we have this very risky type of energy. We have the Six of Swords with the King of Cups in reverse. I'm doing this because I feel like it. It's like one of those where it's like I'm not even thinking it through. I'm just acting. So watch out for risky behavior, whether it's coming from you or somebody else, because this energy's shaking it up. Another thing, it could be good to get away for a while. Like if day-to-day life has been a little dry and stuff like that, maybe you need to break the routine. If we were to turn that into a good message, but there's some warnings here, because even when we get to the back end, we have the Hanged Man with the Chariot, where the energy just suddenly stops or gets like suddenly quiet out of nowhere. So it goes from really, really wild to crickets really quickly. So watch out for various different things that may have been a little wild, just stopping out of the blue. But please take a screenshot if you want to look into it further. Let's see what's in the shadows. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here for you, my friends. And yes, I always like to pull a shadow card at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge, they could be a good thing. So get you one. And yeah, if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love for all my channel members. Okay, let's get this going. What do we got for Taurus? Quick. Yeah, even more cups, like a lot of water now. So we have the Five of Cups, and a lot of readers like to call this card the River of Tears. But I'm going to give you the good aspect of this as well. The Five of Cups, to me, although it is kind of difficult, similar to this energy we have here on the front end, it also gives the vibe similar to the front end, that this too shall pass, that there could be something, an issue, a problem that might be happening, that it is not permanent. And that's something we saw earlier in the reading. The Five of Cups is pretty sad. It's pretty down. It's an energy that feels a little depressed. So I would say in this time, watch out for stuff like that, like just feeling a little more zapped energetically than you normally do. Protect that energy. I think it's very important, because this Five of Cups is pretty down. And especially if you're an intuitively inclined person and you feel the energy of those you're closest to, if someone's feeling this, you might be picking up on little waves of that as well. So we're just going to put the Five of Cups down right there. And there's nothing wrong with feeling this emotion. We feel them all from time to time. But yeah, Taurus, that's what I have for you this week, my friends. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the March subscriber surprise. If you would like further insight into your situation and you'd like to have a chat with me, you can book a personal session with me at my website, mastermetaphysics.com. The March calendar is live and spots go quick, so you could go check that out. But for the March subscriber surprise, we're doing another winner's choice. I will choose 3 subscribers to win either a copy of the Everyday Witches Tarot, beautiful deck, or a handmade crystal pendant, which I showcase at my website, mastermetaphysics.com. So if you'd like to get your name in for that, it's 2 simple things. As always, my friends, first, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments, what zodiac signs do you get along best with? Which ones are your favorite? You'll be entered to win. And at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you soon.